Okay. All right, wonderful. Want to welcome everybody to the East Region Town Hall meeting. It is 4:04, and we'll call this meeting to order. Yeah, so Thomas is trying to get the speakers louder, but they start to get a little distorted. So as we talk, he's going to try to turn them up for you guys. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with roll call. Angela Amaral, present. Sterling Willman.
Present.
Lori Correa.
Present.
Holly Harris.
Present.
Donna Makowitz.
Here.
All right, wonderful. We'll move on to item number 3, public input. This is up to 3 minutes for anyone to discuss any item that is within the jurisdiction of the E.R.T.H district and not on tonight's agenda. So if you want to come on up to the podium.
I actually have a question about the public input. How you said it has to stay within our region. What I was looking up is that they can comment anything that they want during public comment, even if it's not in our region through the Browns Act. I may be wrong, I may not be, but what I looked up is that they are able to, nonetheless if it has been voted not to. So that's something we may want to look into.
Okay, yeah, we can look at it for a future meeting, and I think
Okay.
we'll have to look at our bylaws as well for that. Okay, wonderful. All right, so you can just...
Hello, Earth, Margot Kambara. According to Community Development Director Turner, drafts of the updated general plan, hang on, I lost my place. General plan and local area plans are expected this month and next. General plan and local area plans advisory committee members will see the drafts when the public does. The public comment period is not expected to be extensive, probably 30 days. This month, Eastern Region residents and Shoreline Communities Area Plan Advisory Committee members may want to prepare final recommendations on the general plan and your local area plan for community development and the consultant. The Earth Board may wish to submit its final general plan and local area plan recommendations or endorsement letter on the Shoreline Communities Area Plan Committee's recommendations. Scotts Valley Community Advisory Council's work group is reviewing its local area plan and drafting final recommendations on the general plan elements and local area plan issues. The link to your area plan is on the Earth website. Look under resources, under county resources, then look under the heading documents, and then for Lake County General Plan, Area Plan, other plans. Thank you.
Thank you, Margot. All right, does anybody else have public comment or public input?
Hi, my name is Coda Rainsford, and I'm coming on behalf of the EGX Energy team. We are proposing a project development, a geothermal project development at the Plouffe Ranch. And first of all, I want to apologize for the sequencing of events. There was an agenda item yesterday at the Board of Supervisors meeting where Special Districts was putting on agenda item regarding their hours spent on the project. And so I want to come here today to assure everyone that I had a list of all of the groups and agencies, all the town halls, environmental groups, water districts, water companies, public, to engage with. And I'm very sorry that all of that engagement didn't happen in advance of that agenda item. And my purpose here now is to plan for future discussions. I want to coordinate with Secretary Holly and the other board members to get a presentation together where we can come as an agenda item or a special meeting to present the project to everyone. I also want to state that it's very early in the process, and it's a complex situation with a lot of sensitivity. And it's not going to happen quickly. We're developing the plan, and we want everybody's input in the plan. And so I want to reframe this situation as an opportunity to invite engagement, and we'll be planning additional meetings to host those conversations, and it'll be an ongoing process. A little personal aside, I lived in Lake County for 10 years. I moved here in 2011. I'm in Santa Rosa now, but for the 10 years I was here, I worked for Calpine for part of the time, and then for the past 10 years, I've been working in CEQA projects for vineyard permitting. And so I have some experience in the county, and I'm excited to be engaging with everybody and following up on this and sharing more information to explain the whole system.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coda, and we'll look forward to your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Thomas. Tom Lasik. Yeah, this is real quick. In November, at the Board of Supervisors meeting, it became apparent that Building and Safety ran out of money, and they were asking for a loan. I'm sorry.
You can't get it any louder. Someone in the room, is their Bluetooth on, they're connected to my speakers, which is distorting everything. So I don't know what to do. I'm trying to disable them now. Okay?
No. Okay, so maybe we should all just pause for a moment and check our Bluetooth, so put it in airplane mode. Mine's in airplane mode. If I may start over. So in November, it became apparent that the Building and Safety Department had run out of money and was requesting a loan of approximately $300,000, $400,000. The board asked for them to come back with some better explanation. In December, they came back, and it became apparent that the Building Safety Department was tapping into a reserve, and then in January, it became apparent that it wasn't just Building and Safety, but also code enforcement and the other planning. I bring this up because in the November meeting and also in the December meeting and also when code enforcement came here to the E.R.T.H Town Hall to discuss code enforcement, the conversation was about how to generate revenue through enforcing the codes. And that should raise a red flag for a couple of reasons. One, it's, as you recall in the last meeting when the code enforcement supervisor was here, he said he had 800 that he processed, but there was another 1,900 in queue. Those are legitimate complaints from the community, including Eastern Region, that the community has legitimately asked to be addressed. It appeared like they were going to try to create a whole other list that was more revenue generating. So the one concern is that would take away from the concerns that you actually have. And just the whole idea of code enforcement for revenue generation is somewhat distasteful. In January, it has come out that code enforcement has had to either reduce staff or has their hiring freeze frozen. So I think that is something you might want to bring up with your supervisor to make sure that your concerns with getting, properties abated, trash picked up, the things that you've been expecting code enforcement to do, to see how these changes are going to impact your area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. All right, anybody else with public input? Seeing none, we'll move on to our next item, is approval of the E.R.T.H minutes from January 7th, 2026. Is there any questions for the E.R.T.H minutes, or do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is our guest speaker, Diana Mann from the Clear Oaks Community Water District, to give an overview of the proposed wastewater infrastructure and rehabilitation project which is currently in the public review period through February 19th. Diana. Thank
Yes,
you.
hi, and thank you for the invitation today. I have a really loud mouth, so I don't know if this speaker's going to help or not. So first, again, thank you for inviting me here. At this time, I'd also like to introduce my Administrative Services Manager, Olivia, that's decided to accompany me today. Just to jump right in, I'm sure you guys have seen the posting from the Clearinghouse stating that our upcoming grant is in environmental review for 30 days until the 12th of February. There's a quick description here in the Clearinghouse. If there's any questions on any of these projects, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. It's a $15 million grant that's coming into the community. However, real quick, there's also going to be a water grant coming in that's probably going to happen before the wastewater grant, and that's going to be posted in about a week or a week and a half. And that's a $36 million grant that's coming in for water. But that's not on the agenda today, so if you want me to come back later, but I'm just giving you an idea that we're going to have approximately about $50 million of grants coming into the community here in the next year or two, all depending on state funding and how fast they move with our agreements and everything. So I am happy to announce that we are working on our lift stations. We will be upgrading our lift stations, one, which is out on Highway 20. That's been a controversial situation for many years. We're going to be upgrading lift station 11, which is behind our wastewater plant. We're going to be putting in a new force main, so won't be any more leaks or hopefully spillages back there. We're going to be upgrading our manholes. We're going to be upgrading a lot of our sewer pipes throughout the district. And we're going to also be doing a lot of upgrades to our wastewater plant. SCADA, new equipment that they've been working with out there.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So anyhow, we're just going to be doing a lot of upgrades. I know 15 million sounds like a lot. We've actually brought in close to 25 million in the wastewater side. That's still just a drop in the bucket. Our infrastructure, as you all are aware, is close to 60, 65 years old. Ground's constantly moving, pipes are constantly breaking, and it's kind of like a dog chasing its tail. So we are just working with our engineering firm, and we try to set the priority projects first. And that's just a guess. We're thinking this priority project, and then you blink an eye, and then all of a sudden this becomes a priority project. So over the years, working with staff, we have sat down with engineers and have decided which are priorities and what projects need to come first. Been working on this one particular grant for almost 5 years. It's taken state that long to approve, and I'll be honest with you, the wastewater one still hasn't been 100% approved. Until I get a signed agreement with the state, nothing's for sure. So yes, I have an approval, but I do not have a signed agreement yet. So once that becomes available, I'll breathe a little easier thinking that the funds will be available for us to move forward with bidding and construction. So is there any questions? Sure. Yes. Okay, so let me explain the rate process. It's called a 218. And every 5 years, water districts, sewer districts, we're required to perform a 218 per state compliance. Also, to be eligible for grants, you have to prove to the state that you can afford to keep it repaired and maintained. 5 years ago, when we did our last 218, we only raised our rates like 2.5%, and then COVID hit. And I wish hindsight wasn't 20/20, but when COVID hit, everything raised our prices considerably. I know you've heard this story a million times, but the fact is it's true. Insurance liability went up, rates went up, shipping went up, costs of chemicals have gone up, everything has gone up. So right now we are in a process of studying a new 218. We're hoping that we can get this done and get the new rates coming in around July. But it's going to be a considerable hike. We now have to make up for lost ground that we lost over the last 5 years. So unfortunately, yes, the rates for both water and sewer will be going up. And it's not, that's the bad news that comes with the grants. But if we're eligible to get $50 million brought into this community, we have to prove to the state we can afford to repair it. It's not good news, it's nothing, that's the worst part of my job, is raising rates, trust me. Thank you.
Can you explain that a little bit better? So you said that if you get a $15 million grant, and you have to prove that you can, I'm not sure exactly what the words were that you...
Afford to repair and maintain it.
Afford to repair and maintain it. Okay, so that's after you've done all of the upgrades.
So before we even are eligible for these grants, during the whole grant application process, we have to provide to the state our last 218, and we have to provide to the state our next 218. Then they look it over once the 218 has been, approved by our board, but because we are saying that we're in the middle of a new 218, they're allowing us to go forward with the grant process, knowing that the 218 will be done this year.
Okay.
So the state's not going to give money to a district that can't afford to maintain it or repair it if it breaks. And unfortunately, it's cost a lot of money to maintain and repair the infrastructure here in the service area.
Okay. I guess the one thing that I didn't understand from the CEQA, having looked at a lot of different CEQA processes, that this was actually this entire project was based on a grant. I didn't get that idea from reading the description.
Yeah, all of our major projects are based on grants because
Okay.
unfortunately the district can't afford we don't have a capital fund that would afford us to go out and spend $15 million on wastewater or $36 million on water. So everything that comes through here, all the repairs done to this district is through grants.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have some questions. Not so much with your grant money, but so with what's happening in Clear Lake with the sewage spill and the force mains, obviously you're going to be working on one of the mains. It might be a force main. Do you guys have an Insta valve?
We do.
And do you have people trained to use the Insta
We do.
valve?
My entire staff in the field has been trained on the InstaValve.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it doesn't go up to a 16-inch valve. It only goes up to 12-inch.
Okay.
But yes, we've actually bought that. Oh, Mr. Kewen, you were on the board when we purchased that. It's been 10 years we've had it, something like that.
Okay. And then you have the
2017.
And you have the backed up valves to go, so if
Yes.
something was to happen, we don't have to wait 37 and a half hours for something to be fixed.
I would love to say absolutely, but I'd be lying. Yes, I try to keep as much stuff on stock as possible, but again, that takes money.
Okay.
To have those extra valves just sitting there, those valves aren't cheap. And so, yes, my staff has been informed to always try to keep at least one in stock. If I had 3 failures in a row, like I understood just happened, I'd probably be scrambling around too. And we would be finding a company as soon as possible to get here to repair those valves. But that was the worst scenario. I pray to the sewer gods that we would only lose 1 valve at a time. But again, that's out of my control. But we do exercise and maintain our valves as much as possible. So
That was going to be my next question. Thank you.
that's something that my staff has been harped on for I've been GM now for 8 years, 9 years. Yes, and so we do have a regular exercising program, both at the wastewater plant, the water plant, and the distribution systems.
Okay, thank you. And then with your upgrades, it's going to make it a little bit safer from stuff breaking, and what parts of the sewer are you going to be fixing?
Yeah, again, we have 33 miles of sewer, 26 miles of sewer pipes, 33 miles of water pipes. Again, like I said, what we do, so the engineers, staff and I got together and we went through all the boil water notices for water, and then we went through all the main breaks and sewer leakages that we've had, and we've narrowed it down to the numbered streets
Okay.
over in the Keys area. There's also other parts down on Highway 20 on the east side of town, on the west side of town. We'll be concentrating on some pipes down there. So mainly down here on the flats.
Okay.
That's been neglected for many years. They're going to be the first pipes that are going to be repaired and replaced.
Okay, thank you.
Any other, oh, sure.
Can everybody go, nobody can hear.
Yeah, just real quick, so based on your plan, roughly speaking, how many are to be replaced versus relined versus just repaired? Do you have any information on that?
Most of our pipes will be relined, but until we get down to the ground and see how bad they are, some pipes aren't allowed to be relined because they're so broken. I don't want to say broken, but yeah, they've been bent and abused, and so we are planning on relining most of the pipes and replacing the ones that need to be replaced. Any other questions? Sure. Oh, here, let me bring this to you.
After all the fires that we've had around the county, what are the conditions of the fire hydrants, and who is checking them? I've never seen anyone check the one closest to me.
Every time I come here, it always comes back to hydrants. But let me speak on that for just a minute. So yes, okay, my problem is nowhere is it written that my district's responsible for fire hydrants. But somewhere along the way, it became the water district's responsibility to be responsible for fire hydrants. I do not have a budget for fire hydrants. I cannot get grants for fire hydrants because I'm not in fire suppression, I am in safe drinking water. However, we have taken it upon ourselves as a community service that we do maintain and repair the hydrants when necessary. We have a complete, and I can provide the spreadsheet to you if you want to come to my office. I don't have it with me, but I can supply a complete schedule of exercising our hydrants. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, well, I have a hydrant on my corner that's not working. You're probably right, but then there's another right down the corner. Fire department's aware of what hydrants are out of service and which ones are not. Also, the district has become proactive on being here for fire suppression. I have a scanner at my house. My chiefs have scanners at their house, and whenever there's a fire in Clear Lake Oaks, we're here. My operators are helping hook up to hydrants, turn the hydrants on and turn them off so we don't have valve breakage on our hydrants. We also are meeting, I'm also very active with the fire department right now, working with, I'm sure this is probably out of my, I should probably not speak about this, but I'm going to do it anyhow. We're looking at portable hydrants, so the fire department can move these portable fire hydrants to places to help take raw water out of the lake instead of using our treated domestic water. Water districts are not, we're made to maybe put out a structure, a house fire. We are not prepared to put out a wildfire. We have only so much storage tanks, and those storage tanks would be depleted in minutes if we allowed them to drain our system. So that's the misconception of most people. Oh, water districts have unlimited water. No, we don't. We have so much treated water, but we do have an unlimited amount of water in that lake. So if we can start using raw water, that would absolutely help with all the fires that are around here. But when it comes to fire hydrants, we do exercise our valves, we do flush them, and I do have a spreadsheet for you if you'd like to come down to my office at any time. Give me a call, set up an appointment, and I'd be more than happy to sit with you and talk with you about that further.
Diana, if you have a spreadsheet, is it something that we could get that we could post on the Earth website?
Oh, God. Let me check it out. I don't know if it's posting material. It's more like my reference, so I can make sure that my operators in the field are up on that.
Okay.
So what happens is, since we've annexed in with Paradise Cove, we have over 216 hydrants in our service area. It's a lot of hydrants. So what we do is we usually flush, and it's like an every other year thing. We work on one half of the district one year, the next half the next year. So it's done like, every other year when it comes to the full district, but they are worked with.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? Come on. That's it? Well, again, I'd like to thank the board again for inviting me. Anytime you guys want to have any questions regarding our water and sewer system, please reach out, and I'll be more than happy to come.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Diana. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to Earth business. And we'll start with an update and consideration of Earth activities and projects. No. Okay, so we're going to start with Earth business. Where do you want to start?
Oh, okay.
Start with-
So, Earth funding budget. We found out that we currently have $2,507 in the Earth budget, less the price, the banner price of $45.91 with tax and shipping. As you can see, we have our website banner down here. So, yeah, thank you. So anyway, that's that.
Okay.
Fire break?
Yeah, fire break. Okay, and then I wanted to bring up about talking to Supervisor Crandall and getting some work done on a fire break. District 3 has a lot of area where we border BLM. And so we need cooperation between the county and BLM to get a fire break along our northern area. The Risk Reduction Authority, which Supervisor Crandall is on, does a lot of work. Right now, BLM is doing some brush and fuel reductions on Mount Konocti. So we'd like to kind of open up the discussion about, we have so much land that borders BLM. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So we do want to have a discussion about working with BLM to get some fuel reductions done. Over the last few years, we had the good fire breaks from the previous fires where they made them. They were really good, but years have gone by since they've been done again. Last year, we had quite a few fires out at Indian Valley Reservoir. We get a lot of people from out of town, Bartlett Springs area. And then there were a couple other things regarding fire reduction or fuel reduction. And Supervisor Crandall is not here yet. He's on his way. But they have different programs that I want to get some more information for our town hall. There's a mobile tool cache program that I don't know if anybody knows about, where you can go and check out. It's basically like a library, but for tools. So they have chainsaws, log splitters, you can go get an axe, whatever you need to reduce fuels on your property. There's also a grant, it's called a Grants Best Fit program. For certain, if we have HOAs, POAs, they could qualify for grants to help with fuel reduction in their area. And then NCO has a home hardening program, and their grant was for 150 homes. And they have 50 homes that have currently signed up, so they have space for another 100. So I want to get some more information and bring that back to Earth so that our residents can sign up for these programs. I see Chief Banks back there, and I don't know if he has any input on this, but maybe we can work together and start getting some of this going in our area. And I think that was what I had for the fire breaks. Now I can't see my computer. Yeah.
If I can add on to that.
Yeah.
RCD does have checkout tools, chippers, chainsaws, everything from your hard hat, safety vests, so that you can check out things for free. And it's at Resource Conservation District over by the fairgrounds in Lakeport, and I can give that information to you.
Yeah, if we can get that information, and we'll put it on our website so that we can go ahead and find it. You have a question on Zoom? All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Roberta.
Yeah, hi, thank you for the time. I think I'm speaking to an earlier issue.
Hold on one second, Roberta. Thomas is trying to turn up the volume on our end. Okay, go ahead and try and speak again, Roberta.
Yeah, thanks. Can you hear me okay now?
Keep talking. It's very faint.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so I just wanted to comment on the comment from the water purveyor and let her know that The California Fire Code does require that fire hydrants be maintained. Basically, the California Fire Code, Section 507.5, requires that they be maintained in an operative condition at all times and shall be repaired where defective. Defers to NFPA, National Fire Protection Association Standard 921, that requires that they be inspected annually and flow tested every 5 years. So just wanted to toss that out there to let people know about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. Okay, and then we'll move on to the code enforcement update.
Yeah. Okay, if you were here in December, Marcus Beltramo, who's the code enforcement manager, was here to talk about code enforcement issues, some of the different things that were going on. We had actually requested a report from code enforcement to basically see all the open cases that are in the E.R.T.H region. I mean, we wanted to know, the case number, where the case was, what the status was of the whole thing, the address, all of that. And at that time, they were too busy to do it, so we submitted a Public Records Act request for all open cases in the 95423, 24, and 43 zip codes, which are Glen Haven, Clear Lake Oaks, and Clear Lake Parks. We compiled these into a summary report, which I put the summary report on each one of the tables there to go through. But basically, it was very interesting. So first of all, we had, since March of last year, March was when planning and CDD and everyone moved over to the new OpenGov program. The older program, Acela, I guess is fairly much unusable, so they can't pull up any information from it. So everything we have is from March to almost present. So there were 581 code enforcement cases in the E.R.T.H region, of which 280 of them are active right now. Absolutely the number one issue was abandoned vehicles. We had 225 abandoned vehicles. Just for comparison, the Copter program, which is the big program that they have in Nice and Lucerne, they had 218. In the entire county, there were 757. So E.R.T.H had 30% of all the abandoned vehicles in Lake County. Then the second highest thing was nuisance property maintenance, unsightly garbage. As everybody knows, there are 123 cases, of which 89 are still open. The third issue was cannabis. I don't know if it was illegal cannabis or what. But those were for 57 cases. And then that was followed by hazardous vegetation, 51, grading issues, living in an RV, other things. So basically, we have, E.R.T.H comprised about 26% of all the code enforcement cases in Lake County. Now, I spoke with Marcus about that, and he said definitely we have the highest number of abandoned vehicles, RVs, boats and everything in the county, but I think everybody that lives here knows that. But we also, we have more cases in the E.R.T.H region, code enforcement cases, than anywhere else in the county. But Marcus said part of that really is because we are more active here. Everybody is pretty active about filing cases and reports, et cetera. So while we do have a lot of issues, we are more active about looking into it. So anyway, I spoke with him and asked him if we can actually I spoke with Damian Marks yesterday, and they are going to try to put together maybe once a quarter a list of all the open cases so that we can see what's going on with it. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that for comparison. I don't know if anyone has any questions on it.
So I do have a question. Was there any update from Marcus or Damien about, because when Marcus was here, he spoke about how personal information from the complaint, the person filing the complaint was removed off of OpenGov? Mm-hmm. Has it been? Because the last time I looked, it wasn't.
I need to ask him that. When I looked, I didn't see the personal stuff, but I need to go back and I will definitely go back and ask him about that.
Okay. Thank you.
I did learn something today. I did see an active fire with a lot of smoke, and I don't know if Diana could comment on it. It was over by the Lamperti LM lands, and it was a weird colored smoke. And I thought, okay, you call the fire department, they didn't do anything, but said it's probably propane burning or something, but it burned for an hour. And so I made open.gov code enforcement. So instead, I'm just supposed, if you see something out of the ordinary, go ahead and just call air quality, Doug Gearhart directly, and they'll get on it right away.
All right, thank you. And we'll put that, I think that's under our resources tab on our website. I think we have air quality is listed on there.
I'd also like to put together a sheet with maybe QR codes to post up with the bulletin board on the post office. So if anybody wants to report something, maybe garbage or something like that, they can just go up and scan the QR code and it'll take it right there, and we can get these things taken care of.
Okay.
Just as an observation, when Mr. Beltramo was here in December, as of December of 2025, that 11 months, he processed approximately 800 code enforcement cases. If I read this correctly, there are still not quite 2,300 that are open. So that looks almost like another 3-year backlog. So I just want to point that out, that there's a lot out there, and it's great that the E.R.T.H community is very active, but it does look like it's going to take a long time for them to plow through that. Thank you.
Yeah, they do have, it's 2,274 according to the governance workshop, et cetera.
And I can testify that at least 5 of those are way out in the eastern part of the county, and they've been there for 4 or 5 years, so, yeah. Okay, so our next update is going to be the Mountain View Road update.
Yes, tagging on to code enforcement that we just spoke about. According to Marcus, when he was here in December, Mountain View Road is the worst dump site in Lake County. I think anybody that's been up there probably realizes that. We had checked, we walked up, my husband and I walk up there quite a bit. We checked a week ago. It was supposed to be cleaned up last summer, according with the Cal Recycle grant. They have been going through trying to, contact property owners, et cetera. Basically, it's a long area that covers dozens and dozens and dozens of parcels, and they have to contact each property owner. Anyway, as of a week ago, it had still not been cleaned up, though Water Resources did, when we contacted them, 2 months ago, they did use a grant to clean up the lower half of Stubbs Road. So you may have seen that. That's pretty clean right now. Anyway, I spoke with Marcus on Friday, and he thought that Mountain View Road was cleaned up. So he's looking into it. He said he's seen the warrants and the cleanup bids have gone out, so it should be completed. And we told him that there's more trash now. They did originally clean the west side of Mountain View, but more trash has been brought in, and each time we go up there, people are driving along, and even though there's huge channelization and huge ruts, a lot of people are coming in and filling the ruts with vegetation so that they can drive over it so they can dump. This is an issue. We checked today, and it still has not been cleaned up. I was hoping Supervisor Crandall would be here at the moment, because 1 year ago, and actually even longer ago than that, I think, when did we do that?
wrote the
When did
letter.
we do that cleanup? Now, was it 20 years ago? Richard, you were involved in it? I think it was about 20 years. It was a long time ago. We requested gates up at Mountain View at that time. So anyway, basically 1 year ago, E.R.T.H sent in a letter requesting gates be put up on either end to stop people. We asked Marcus the status, and he said basically he's being stonewalled. He said no one wants to address the issue, particularly legal. We told him about the 6 gates that had been put up in the Lucerne paper subs to stop the problem, in which basically gates were put up, keys were given to the fire department, and anybody that came in looking for their property, which is real hard to find, they could go down and get a key. That kind of went by the wayside. I don't think Chief Banks, that you guys pass out keys anymore to gates up in Lucerne. No, okay, that's what I thought. So anyway, he requested that we push it this hard from our end with Supervisor Crandall. So that's what we need to do. My thought was, this has gone on for so long, and it's such a problem. If you go to Mountain View, at the corner there, there's a conduit, which basically all of the rain and runoff from the hills comes in, and it funnels down, and it goes by Oak Grove, and it ends up at Triangle Park across from the fire station, and then it goes into the Keys. So all of this garbage, and there's a lot of it, is sitting there in this gully, which is basically bringing water into the, bad water into the lake. I don't know if this could be like an urgency thing, a health and safety concern, and asking for immediate closing, et cetera, but that's something we'll bring up. If anybody has any comments or thoughts on it, it would be appreciated.
All right, does anybody have any comments or input on the Mountain View update? So it's a question to put if we can put cameras up like we do on Sulphur Bank.
I can ask that, yeah.
We can ask if cameras can be moved around, yeah.
I would prefer it if they could lock it off. Now, one of the issues is that it is an evacuation route if there's an issue, so that you need to have access to it. But if we could lock it off and it was cleaned up, it's a great hiking trail. I mean, it's a beautiful spot that people could go walk along, et cetera. So try to make it.
And on one of your walks when you went up there, wasn't there people in an RV?
Oh, yeah, it was
There
blocked
a big
by an RV,
up
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
So,
With people living in it, yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the Road Safety Committee. I guess I'll be talking about this one. The Road Safety Committee, we spoke about it last month a little bit and what we wanted to do with it. We were proposing E.R.T.H to create a Road Safety Committee to keep the E.R.T.H Council and community informed about matters related to traffic safety, including proposed projects and issues regarding motorists, bicyclists, pedestrians on our local streets and highways through the E.R.T.H region. This would include stuff like High Valley Road issues, Sulphur Bank Drive slide, evacuation routes through Spring Valley, the bridge, the school crossing at East Lake School on Highway 20, which we've had a lot of input on that. This standing committee would be similar to our land use committee review projects, bring back information to E.R.T.H. It would be comprised, it would consist of 1 or 2 members of the E.R.T.H Council, and then 1 or 2 members of the public could be added later on if necessary. Activities could include things like maintaining liaison with local transportation groups like Caltrans, the Area Planning Council, and the Lake County Department of Public Works. It would review road project plans and inform the E.R.T.H community of activities and make recommendations to the E.R.T.H Council. It could also investigate complaints on road, bicycle, pedestrian, and school traffic safety issues in the E.R.T.H region and make recommendations to the E.R.T.H Council. Disseminate information to the E.R.T.H community members on upcoming and ongoing projects. One of the things that would be a good fit for this council would be like the flashing signs for the school. If a road safety committee is approved, we could ask the road committee to contact East Lake School principal and discuss with them and possibly Caltrans to see if a flashing sign or handheld, what did we call what do you call it, the sandwich board? An A-frame
yeah.
sign that the school could put out in that middle lane when the kids are crossing the highway so that it's a deterrent for people to stay out of that middle lane, and stuff like little things like that. So if we approve the road safety committee, we could come back with recommendations and pricing for stuff like the handheld flashing sign, which I've already looked into and they're not really expensive. So I guess what I would like to propose to the council is that we want to create a road safety committee, and if so, who would want to take it on?
Do you need an emotion? I think it's a great idea.
Do we need the public?
Yeah,
Yeah,
any
let's-
public comment
Yeah,
first?
does anybody have any input, questions, thoughts on it, on a road safety committee? No? Want to do a show of hands?
How many people like
How
the
many
idea
people-
of a road safety committee?
Yeah, how many people like the idea?
Okay.
Okay, so we have a pretty good majority in the room, so, yeah, if we want to,
I'd like to make a motion that we, how would you say it, adopt a
create a road safety.
create a road safety committee, and I'd like to nominate Angela and Lori to lead the committee.
Okay, so let's do, should we do them separate? Or do we do it
What?
all together?
Do what?
In one motion? Appointment and creation?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure nobody else wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
actually have some questions
Yeah.
about it before we
Okay.
do
Yeah.
this. Shouldn't we put everything together to where it's on our website, to where everybody can actually look at it? Because there was
I'm
less
sorry, look
people,
at-
there's
look at
there's
what?
less people that raised their hand for the road committee than people that raised their hand for the road committee. So I don't want to go against people that didn't put their hands up either.
Okay,
So-
what is it that you're asking to put up on the website?
So how it's going to be ran?
Oh, it's
Who's-
it's been on the website for a couple months.
Okay, I'm
It-
sorry, I didn't see that.
And
but-
it's also on the table, and it was on the table last month.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say, who doesn't want a road committee? Raise your hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause only a
It's
few people raised
unanimous.
their hand.
So, yeah, we did, but we didn't do anything with it, remember, because there was only 3 of us here
Yeah.
last month?
Yeah.
So we were like,
Okay.
let's wait till next month?
Okay.
Yeah, so that was why. Okay, so I have a motion from Donna, do I have a second?
Okay, so does anybody,
Anybody else want to do it?
Yeah.
No, I already talked to Public Works, so I already know what's in the works for Spring Valley.
Okay, Holly?
okay, I make a second, no, I don't. I second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No, okay. So we
Okay,
have a
let me-
road safety committee.
Okay, I just wanted to throw in, when you guys start looking at it, I think, is taking a look at the Lake County area APC local road safety plan, and then besides East Elementary, talking with Public Works about the repaving options plans in the E.R.T.H region, and also researching and pursuing safety options for High Valley Road and a secondary evacuation route from Spring Valley.
Okay,
It's not going to happen.
all right. All right, well, I guess Lori will get started there. Okay, so let's move on to our next one is going to be back to our land use committee recommendations. Do you want to take that one or?
I think you're
Okay.
doing it, yeah.
Okay, so the land use committee recommendations, Mr. Hewen, we had received your letter and we provided a response letter. So Mr. Hewen sent in a response letter on January 9th regarding the E.R.T.H letter, which was sent on January 7th. In the E.R.T.H letter, we supported his senior housing project proposed right here on Highway 20 at Sulphur Bank, and the Highway 20 storage unit project next to the Lake Point Lodge. For that location, there was 2 proposed locations, one at the Lake Point Lodge and an alternate at the Orchard Shores Jensen location, which we agreed with the project next to Lake Point Lodge, not at Orchard Shores and Jensen. The letters have been uploaded to the E.R.T.H website, and it's also on the tables.
On the back table.
On the back table. Mr. Kewen has requested that we relook at the Jensen Road project, which we've prepared a draft response, and those should be out there as well. In particular, we cannot support the project at this time, and I think it's all stated in the letter. Do you want me to read the letter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in the draft letter that we have, it just states that we received your response to our letter dated January 7, 2026, and appreciate your comments on federal, state regulations and grant funding. These were suggestions E.R.T.H would like to see if you are able to incorporate them into your projects. Regarding the 2 other points that were brought up during the public meetings, number 1, during the public meetings to update the shoreline area plan, the local area plan committee requested those parcels on Highway 20 east of the proposed storage units be rezoned back to their previous designations, as they did not wish to see commercial development extended along the northern corridor. This is something that will be brought up before the Board of Supervisors and the Planning Commissioners during the upcoming general plan, local area plan discussions. Number 2, the parcels abutting Orchard Shores would require a rezone from residential to commercial to develop the proposed storage unit projects. Once we have a better understanding that the county agrees with the rezones, the Orchard Shores community and local agencies are on board, and we are able to see the actual plans. To date, there have been no plans submitted. This can be readdressed. We do support the location next to the Lake Point Lodge. Thank you, East Region Town Hall Municipal Council. So that is the draft letter. Do we need to approve the draft letter?
Public comment?
Yeah. So we will go ahead now and open it up for public comment. And I think Mr. Kewen, you want to go first? If it's up to you. Does anybody else have public comment? Do you, yeah. And then, so it has to be,
3 minutes for him, 3 minutes for Shelby.
okay, got it? Yeah. So,
Well, thank
So,
you for the
ma-
opportunity to speak
so-
while they're getting this going.
yeah, so
I'll-
real quick, Mr. Kewen, so since on our agenda is the letter, the draft letter that we're discussing.
Yes.
So if you're going to show a presentation or a slide,
It's just a
photo.
couple, it's just a couple photos.
Okay.
It's not a huge.
Yeah, so, but it's public comment, and it's not, like, a presentation is not on the agenda right now, so you'll have 3 minutes, and then if Shelby wants to yield another 3 minutes. We're public comment, we can't do a big presentation,
Well,
so.
what about reading my letter that I responded to you then on, you guys read your letter, how about reading mine into the comments too?
Okay.
That way I won't have to take that time.
Okay, you want me to do that? You have a copy of it with you? No?
It's
I
right
can.
there.
Where?
The thing, hand,
Huh? Right here?
oh,
This one?
okay.
I can do that, give me 1 second to pull it up, so I will go ahead and.
It is on the, it is on the web.
website,
Yeah.
but I will go ahead and read it into the,
Yeah, it's 2 pages.
where is it? As soon as I can get through all this paperwork.
There you go.
All right,
First, and then we're gonna
thank
go-
you. All right, so. So this was the response from our first letter from Mr. Kuhn. And it says, thank you and the Earth Council members for your support for both projects. I would like this letter to serve as my response to the Earth Land Use Committee's comments and would appreciate it if you would make it available to the public. As for the senior housing project, the project is primarily funded through state and federal grants, and as such, they determine the criteria, i.e. income thresholds, local resident preference. Furthermore, building codes dictate the requirements for solar panels and stormwater retention basin design. As for Orchard Shores, multiple leaders have been involved over the years with the one common concern of increased traffic flow, which will be mitigated through an additional ingress-egress point at Highway 20. As for the storage units, the evergreen barrier will consist of California natives, which are drought tolerant once established. All the units will be the same natural cover as previously mentioned. The stormwater retention basins will conform to the local building codes along with the on-site water system. Regarding the request to zone east of the parcels to return to agriculture, I am unaware of that portion of property has ever been zoned agriculture. Agricultural zone minimum is 40 acres. Although one of the parcels is approximately 60 acres, the other two are only 4 acres or so each, and as such, would not qualify for that zoning designation. Furthermore, the area is within the community growth boundary. The community growth boundary is defined in part as an officially adopted and mapped line separating land to be developed at urban density, which is one or more dwelling unit per space, from land to be protected for natural resources or developed at rural density. Urban development is defined in part as moderate and higher density residential development and community-oriented commercial development. I have no comment on what the local area plan committee desires, but as for traffic flow and on and off Highway 20, any developments will conform to established California Department of Transportation standards. Regarding the alternate site on Jensen Road, the area is also within the community growth boundary, and the storage facility would be between a residential subdivision and the Clear Lake Oaks wastewater treatment plant. Wastewater treatment plants are considered industrial facilities because of the use of complex mechanical, physical, chemical, and biological processes to treat contaminated water. As a result, these facilities operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The noise and odor emitted by these facilities are not consistent with residential zoning. Changing the zoning to CS for those parcels adjoining and adjacent to the WWTP would provide a buffer zone between the residential and industrial uses. Furthermore, MDR is defined as 6 to 9 dwelling units per acre within community growth boundaries. The area for the alternate self-storage site consists of 5 plus or minus acres, which equates at the low end of 30 homes, which is 5 acres times 6 units. Average vehicular trips per day of a SFD is 5 trips by 30 homes equals 150 TPD, total daily
Trips
per day. These stats for self-storage units on average are 9.8% visit their units less than 3 times per year, 3.8% visit their units less than 3 to 6 times per year, 28.1% visit their unit 1 time per month, 18.7% visit their unit 1 time per week, 12.5% visit their unit greater than 1 time per week, 31.2% visit their unit 1 time per week or greater, 31.2% times 226 equals 7.5 total. What's TPW? Total.
I'm almost going to stop you because that is just a beautiful letter. I didn't know that you need to say anything more.
Am I butchering it?
You can go ahead and stop, and I'll
Okay.
take, because I don't think the people are going to understand that, the
All
point I was
right.
trying to make.
It's
The
on
point I
our
was-
website if you want to read. There was only about one little couple sentences left, but it's on our website if you want to finish the
The
answer.
point I was trying to make there at the end is that storage units have much fewer trips per day than a single-family dwelling does. So what I'm proposing, this is the property,
You gotta get that thing away from the speaker. There you go.
this is the, so this is the property behind Orchard Shores. Can you show the sewer treatment plant? Sewer treatment plants are industrial facilities, they're not commercial facilities. I think anybody in Clear Lake would agree with me. You don't want to put residences anymore next to wastewater treatment plants because of the potential for spillage and liability and everything that goes along with that. Smart zoning concepts take this into account, and they put industrial, commercial, then residential in that order. And that is what I'm proposing for these properties. So the properties consisting of approximately 6 lots that are adjacent to the corner of this wastewater treatment plant, I'm requesting to be rezoned commercial. The remainder of the parcels would stay, I think they're R1 right now. These are all 1.5 acre lots. Even this doesn't show it. These are all 1.5 acre lots too. The assessor just gave them one parcel number, but they're legal lots. So what I'm proposing is this area right here to the west, so the west side, be rezoned to CS, a service commercial, I think that is. There's currently sewer and water and electricity on site, and the site is virtually flat, so very little grading needs to be done. The site next to the Lake Point Lodge that was initially approved by the Earth Council, I submitted a minor use permit for, and grading issues came up to where that's not going to be possible there. And I would have responded to you, but you had CC'd everybody, and if I had responded, that would have been a violation of the Brown Act, because there would have been, Holly. You can't have, I'm just telling you, you can't have conversations, you can't have discussions or anything else with a quorum, and where you ask me a question, I respond. And then you ask me another question, then I respond again. That's what we're doing right here in public.
Yeah, but you can, if you aren't a member of, if you aren't the member of the board, you can send a letter into a board.
And I did, but we can't discuss that letter. And,
Okay.
And,
All right, it's
and that's
neither-
why I
it's-
didn't get back
okay,
to you.
That's
as
neither
to-
here nor there. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just asking right now, so what was the problem?
You're going to have to talk to planning.
Okay.
They wouldn't let us upload even it on to the portal. We weren't allowed to upload the document.
Yeah, but Planning, it's in, again, we filed for a minor use permit. Through that CEQA process, grading issues came up, and planning can discuss that with you. But that parcel's not going to be a possibility at this time. So we still need the storages. These parcels, I'm proposing to be converted to commercial. This area, if you could put up the commercial, the community growth boundaries, please. That's the one. So, can you turn it?
She said negative.
Okay. So, stop right there. These are the parcels that we're talking about. This boundary, or the colored area, is all the community growth boundary, which under the general plan has been designated for high to medium density residential and service commercial uses. So it's consistent with that.
Wait a minute. There isn't, okay, what was it you were just saying there?
Where's the community?
No, so the brown is the community growth boundary.
Everything that's
Yeah.
in whatever that color is,
Yeah.
is the community growth boundary.
But wait, let him finish because
Okay. You're
we're
right,
on a
yeah.
timer.
Okay.
So,
So again, the parcels that I'm proposing, or the area that I own back here, where Rex, our vineyard is, this area to the west here, where I'm proposing to be zoned commercial, is within the community growth boundary. How about the one with the, the industrial, commercial, residential? Yes. Okay, so AI is a great thing, I guess. Some people would disagree, but I get up here and I just type in living next to a wastewater treatment plant, and this whole thing comes up, and you can read it. Strong persistent odor, methane, rotten eggs, other issues including traffic, noise, equipment, chemical exposure, and in rare cases, contamination from plant malfunctions. Homes should not be next to that.
So what
No.
are you proposing, move the plant?
What's that?
Are you proposing moving the plant?
No, I'm proposing putting commercial zoning between an industrial use and a residential use, rather than, hold on,
You're still going to have the smell. You need to talk about
got it. You're going to have a smell at a commercial facility, which is not the same as a residential facility, because at a commercial facility, you generally go home at night. You don't have to put up with it. You can deal with other issues. But at a residential facility, that'd be like saying, I mean, Diana, you're great on raising hands. I'd love to see who wants to live next to a wastewater treatment plant.
We're already living next to it. We're
Okay.
across the street. We're on Salton Bay. It's right there.
And,
oh, yeah.
well, here's the
so-
only,
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, we need microphones. Wait a minute, we're getting a little wily here.
Diana, come up with that.
Yeah.
What Mr. Kewen's trying to explain is because it is a residential zone right now, homes do not want to be built right across the street from a waste plant. So he's asking for that residential to be changed to commercial. He wants to put storage sheds on that storage. So when people go there, look at their storage, put their storage, take their storage, they're not smelling waste plants 24/7 on Christmas Day, Easter morning, when you're out looking for eggs. So what he's asking is saying the odds of a housing development going in that area is slim to none. So a commercial lot with his storage sheds on there is a lot better than residential. So yes, we all live by a sewer plant. But I am going to say that, we don't have any spills on our plant, but, that's going to go without saying. So that's the explanation.
Diana, so I'm going to actually bring this back. So right now, what is on our agenda is to discuss the letter. So we're getting into like presentation about the project, right? No, you have 3 minutes. So, I just want to keep it on topic. So would you be able to bring back, like how you brought us the map, you had the big printout on the cardboard? Okay, so would you be amenable, like we can set up maybe for next month for you to come and we'll set 15, set some time aside because we have to stick to what the scope of the agenda item is.
Okay, I have a slightly different take on it. Basically, we aren't a regulatory body, so basically, we can go back and say, we agree with this or we don't agree with this. We don't regulate anything. I think what we were saying in the letter was if community development is on board and the planning commission and the board with rezoning it, and we actually could see some plans and Orchard Shores is on board with it, then we can re-talk about it. But at this point, it's not rezoned. We don't have any plans to look at. We don't know if the county's interested in it. So I guess basically we were asking you to go to the county and find out more about it.
So, can you hear me now? Okay, so this is what I had this plan. I contacted our supervisor, Supervisor Crandall, and he instructed me to come to this committee and get your support for that project. So I'm doing what I was told to do. And what you're asking, I think what the gal said at the beginning of this is that you need to have your recommendations for land use changes into the county soon. Is that correct?
We did,
No, for local, we haven't been, so Holly and I are both on local area plan and we haven't
they
been
haven't met for
contacted about
a
any.
year and a half.
We
Yeah.
haven't had any,
Yeah.
no meetings or anything for a while.
From
We haven't been
CDD.
told about anything that's upcoming.
Right.
Yeah, so if Maria tells you that there's going to be a meeting coming up, we'll gladly discuss it there, but we haven't had, it's probably been a year. since
Yeah,
we've had a
well,
meeting.
what I'm trying to do here is to use logic to garner support for rezoning that property. And I'm trying to convince you folks, and actually everyone in the community, that this is going to be a good project. And now what you're telling me is that you're not going to support it unless I have specific plans, garner, I guess, everybody's support in Orchard Shores. Is that
No,
what-
no,
Yeah.
and I'm not,
So
I
how's
never
this gonna
said
work?
I'm not going to support it unless you have specific plans. I haven't seen any plans.
That's-
Yeah, okay, I
got
mean,
it.
we saw plans for the Highway 20, we saw, how it would be laid out, all stuff like that. We don't have anything there, it's just an empty lot, so how can we say can support it if we don't even see anything?
Okay, well, then, yeah, I'd like to, on that one point, I will have something prepared for you folks in a month,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, yeah.
Now, let's get back to, there's other parts of that letter, because I believe it was agendized to discuss that letter, correct?
It was,
The
but
response.
everybody gets 3 minutes to comment, and you chose to use it. And I put the timer for 6 minutes, because you were talking, and the 3 minutes ran out, so then I put it for 6, because I told you at the beginning,
Okay.
you have to use yours, and.
Well, there's
Yeah.
one other big issue in that letter that you folks responded to, and that is rezoning the whole front part of our property at Highway 20 to agriculture.
No, okay, what the local area plan committee asked was to have it rezoned back to what it was rezoned from, a couple of
Well,
years
you
ago.
said-
But we have no control over that. We have no control over that. That's the Board of Supervisors and the Planning Commission.
We just make recommendations.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's.
Yeah, it's like I said, to my knowledge, it was never agriculture. I think it was rural residential. But again, now it's incorporated in that community growth boundary. And so, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem rezoning it to ag if you guys would support putting in ag preserve. Okay? But without going into ag preserve, why would I put it into ag?
Okay, so this is something, let's bring this back to, let's bring this back in the future, because we aren't going to get anywhere today, but we would like to see any plans that you may have.
Who is on the...
Land use, that's what I was just gonna say, so maybe we can have an email conversation. So the land use committee is Holly and myself, and we
Okay.
can discuss.
It's also Donna, but all of us were
We
on the
can't
land.
have 3 people.
No,
Wait,
Donna
no.
wasn't on Earth when she was on the land, so
No,
right
none
now-
of us were on Earth.
Huh?
None of us were on Earth
I
when...
can speak with
yeah.
two of you, whichever two of you folks
Yeah.
would like.
They set a precedence up at the board. Supervisor Pyska has 3 people from their council that are on their land committee. I don't know how that works, as long as it's a public meeting. then it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay if it's agendized properly and it's a public meeting. You're absolutely right. So don't you think that would, rather than coming back and wasting these folks' time, hearing us going back and forth, maybe I should talk directly to the Land Use Committee, make my points? I think I already have, but just do it again.
Well, then it would have to be agendized by CDD. I mean, we'd have to have CDD set up a public meeting.
No, he's talking about talking with the Earth
Your
Land Use Committee.
yes.
Okay.
Earth Land, yeah, so that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
that's
the
fine.
land use.
That's fine.
They were getting confused between local area plan and land use committee.
Look,
So
and
he's
Holly,
talking about discussing with
reality
land
is,
use.
You know it and I know it. There's no way that they're going to go ahead and approve putting homes next to a wastewater treatment plant after what happened to Clear Lake. We haven't seen the legal ramifications of that. It was a mistake to do it, but we're going to remedy that here.
Okay, right now it's zoned that, so that there's no,
So-
it can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like I said, if we can, we'll discuss this, so, you can reach out to email Holly and myself, and we'll work this out, we'll get something set up for the agenda next month where we can have this open conversation where it's agendized, and, yeah, we'll go from there.
So you are going to agendize it for the next hearing, is that correct? Or do I
If
have
you
to-
want.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good
yeah,
enough.
yeah, we can do that.
Thank you, folks, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Yep, go ahead, Steve.
So,
No, he's
Go
got a
ahead, stay
question
right
for
here.
you.
no,
Rich?
Richard's got a question for you.
So, within my 3 minutes, my comment on this is, I agree with the low-impact use of mini storage. However, my suggestion, as I mentioned to you previously, set aside an area for boat and RV storage. It's all going to be within a site-proofed boundary. Yeah, so, perfect. I mean, because you have high demand for that. Now, if you can limit the zoning change to that low-impact use and prevent future uses that may, like, create light industrial or something, that we don't want that, right? Obviously, next to homes. So you can limit that rezoning, your objections will probably be mitigated. And like I said, set aside the area for boat and RV storage. And I'll yield the remainder of my 3 minutes back to you two.
So very quickly, yeah, that's a great idea. There's a zoning called PDC, Planned Development Commercial, which is what I would propose that be zoned as. That gives the county extra review authority, even though the base zoning district's going to be compatible with mini storages. The PDC zoning district gives the county more tools to deal with mitigations, exactly I think what you're talking about. Requesting certain placements of things, like maybe they would say, we want the placement of the mini storages next to the residential, and then the outdoor storage next to the wastewater treatment plant. And that's totally what I was going to propose. That's what actually we have on the other side of the street, is the same thing.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this back. Does anybody, we're going to bring it back to the letter, because that's where we have to go. Does anybody have any input on the draft letter from the Earth Land Use Committee? No? Okay.
Well, I do. I think it's premature to have that letter done.
I do too.
Okay. So do we want to hold off on,
I think it's,
Suggested also.
huh?
Sterling says it's premature.
Okay.
I just don't know if I can talk yet. It's like for you guys.
So are you guys against mini storages over here?
we are not
No,
against
no,
anything. What
we-
we're saying is, it's not zoned that way. We don't know if the county will agree with it, and we don't see any plans.
That is what
It's
we're
just
saying.
open
Hold on,
space.
Hold on,
Do
I
we
know.
have
Yeah.
your support is what we're at? Like, I
That
know you don't
is-
see any plans, I understand that. But do you at least have, are you taking the idea into consideration in your head?
This is what
That's
our
what we're
draft
asking.
letter
That's why
says.
that is like premature is what we're saying, is we don't feel like you're really taking it into consideration.
No, what we're asking is you to come back with more information for us. That's what we're saying.
And that's what the draft letter
Because
says.
we want to do pretty much the same thing from across the street, just move it over here because of the grading issues. So
Okay.
if you approved that, would you consider, being on board for this?
let's stop this right now and come back at the next, meeting. Do you want to table that letter then until then? Or what would you like to do?
What does the Earth Council want to do? Do we want to table the letter? Do we want to make modifications to the letter?
Okay, so I'm just going to put this for public record. The last time I agreed to have it sent, I thought I was just agreeing to have the letter sent. I didn't know I was actually agreeing to what was in the letter. And personally, as a property owner, and if I wanted to do something and be able to rezone my property, I wouldn't want somebody that doesn't pay my property taxes and somebody that didn't pay for my property tried to ask and say, hey, these are the suggestions that I would prefer, like saying rezoning somebody's property. We don't pay their property taxes. I didn't pay for his property. So for me, if he can get the stuff done and he does it the correct way through the county, full support. So.
That's what the letter is saying,
But
we're not saying
the
not
other
to-
letter also stated that they're asking him to rezone stuff back, and for me, I'm asking somebody that pays his property taxes.
Okay,
and
I see what you're
somebody-
saying. I thought you were talking about something
No,
different.
so that's the parts that I just don't agree with the letters.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to table it right now, or do you want to what?
Do we want to table it and make modifications? I'm looking for
I think we should table it until the next presentation.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
I have a motion
A
to table it?
yeah.
Okay. Do I approve everybody? Okay, so table it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and table this item for the next agenda. And then we'll discuss with Mr. Kuhn, if you reach out to Holly and myself, and we'll discuss this via email. And we'll go from there. Okay.
Just to clarify, we are going to rehear this at the next meeting, correct?
We will put this on the agenda for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so moving on to our D3 MAC update.
Okay, so one thing that we had talked about in the past was doing economic development along the North Shore, and one of the issues that we had proposed was developing trails at the Middle Creek Restoration Area. So what with the biochar issue that was going on, we kind of dropped that until the biochar appeal was, went through, and they withdrew their appeal. So basically, some of the parcels that we had wanted to use for trails are now back being part of the county right now. So we sent in a letter. We resubmitted our proposal to develop trails in the Middle Creek Restoration Area at their committee meeting on Monday. Water Resources just this last week hired Michael Bedar as a coordinator for that area. We need to bring him up to speed, and we need to have meetings to coordinate what can and can't happen between Water Resources and the State Water Resource Board. But basically, we received full support from the MCRA committee to go ahead looking into developing the trails there. So.
Oh. And then the D3 survey update, I think that's not on there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, next agenda item is going to be community updates for the Clear Lake Oaks Glen Haven Business Association and the Live Oak Senior Center.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Carrie Karkoski, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Clear Lake Oaks Glen Haven Business Association. I currently serve on the board of our 501c nonprofit organization, which serves the Glen Haven and Clear Lake Oaks communities. We were founded in 1978. CLOGBA has been active for nearly 50 years. Our 51 members sponsor numerous local activities, including the Catfish Derby, the 4th of July fireworks here, student scholarships at Lower Lake High School, Jack's Lavender, Totes for Teens, Tango Mike, Reads Across America, and local holiday boxes, to name a few. We hold monthly dinner meetings on the 4th Thursday of each month at the Moose Lodge right here, where we host speakers on topics of local interest and county government reports. Our next meeting will be held on February 26th, which features Carolyn Jarrett, who will speak about Adopt a Fifth Grader, an early scholarship program for the Middletown and Canoctoy school districts. We are currently preparing for two of our upcoming events this May, the Catfish Derby and the Lower Lake High School Scholarships Awards. Excuse me. The Catfish Derby held this year from May 5th 15th through 17th, raises funds for our 4th of July display and various community donations. We are always looking for local 501s organizations to support. Do you have any personal favorites that you would like to recommend? If you are interested in becoming involved in our community, we would love to speak to you about joining our membership. We are open to all local businesses and residents. For more information, you can find us at clearlakeoaks.org, or you can search CLOGBA online. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
So Carrie, are the meetings open to the public, the dinners?
The dinners are open to the public,
Okay.
but you do have to call and tell somebody that you're coming, so we'll have enough food for you. There is presently a $20 charge for the dinners. Okay, if you're interested in joining the organization, we will host your first dinner, and then again, just get in contact with Clear Lake.
Thank you.
.org.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, I may not be able to answer them.
No, it's an easy question.
Oh, okay.
The Water District likes to know. Do you have the date for the 4th of July fireworks? Will it be on Friday, July 3rd?
There is a date.
You don't know it yet?
I don't know it off the
That's
top of my
okay.
head. It's in my paperwork at home.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Thank you.
We share the weekend with all of the rest of the county, so we all stagger the days that we do. So,
Okay.
anyone else?
Wonderful. And we'll go ahead and put up your website and your information on our website
Thank
under
you, I
our
appreciate that.
resources.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Next is going to be our Live Oak Senior Center, Dan Hobbs. Come on up.
Thank you. I've been with the Senior Center for 6 years. Another 2 weeks will be our 45th anniversary as a 501c3 corporation in California. And we serve about 26,000 meals a year to local seniors being defined as 60-plus years old. We do both congregate meals, that means sit down and socialize meals, Monday through Friday, every week. We take holidays off. And people come to those for a little socialization and a little food, and then they rush off to the casinos. The other portion of our business is what we call home-delivered meals, or Meals on Wheels, and we are a member of Meals on Wheels of America. And that's about 60 to 65% of those 26,000 meals we prepare each year. And to qualify for that, a lot of people don't know, I have people call us up and they're 45 years old and they want to know if they're qualified for free meals. And no, you have to be 60 plus. That's the first qualification. You have to be disabled and various, with the individuals I go through, what those qualifications are. I ask about, what their situation is. But it's mainly for people who cannot go out to get their own food or aren't capable of standing long enough in their own home to prepare a hot meal. And to those folks, we deliver 5 days a week. And on Friday, if they wish, we bring frozen meals for Saturday and Sunday. So we're really helping out to them 7 days a week versus our congregate dining, sit-down dining at 5 days a week. So, you're all, if you're 60 plus, you're all invited to come by and check us out. We don't have a lot of other activities going on. Every senior center has a different flavor to it in terms of the atmosphere and what the people are interested in. And we're a small area. There's like 3,500 people or so that live in our service area, Glen Haven and Clear Lake Oaks, versus Clear Lake, which has Clear Lake and Lower Lake, and they've got about 21,000 people. So they're 7 times larger a service area, but statistically, we serve a bigger percent of the population than any of the senior centers. But we're small and we're comfortable, and a lot of really nice people there. And you know, if you or someone you know would like to take advantage of those kind of things, we ask a $5 donation or contribution for the lunches, but that's not a requirement. The federal government, we get some money from the federal government, some from the state, and that money takes care of about a third of our 100% budget. And so we look for other sources of money, grants, et cetera. And, but most of the people don't pay. So, you know, we have to watch ourselves. We're not out to make a profit. We're a nonprofit, but we do want to break even. And, but that meal fee or contribution is not a requirement. So either way, come by and pay us a visit.
And what are your hours there?
We open at 10 for the sit-down lunches, and people are usually gone by 12:30. We start serving at 11 o'clock, or 11:30 rather, and we do it in courses. So if you don't get there on time, you may miss the soup, you may miss the salad, and the main course is served at 12 o'clock.
Got it.
All right. Any other questions?
All right, Betsy, you are good to go. Talk and see if we can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Great, thank you. Mr. Hobbs, do you have a person on your staff, whether it's a volunteer or paid staff, who provides information and assistance to the enrolled participants in your programs?
My hearing is really poor. Can someone?
Yeah, she was asking if you have somebody that,
Provides information or assistance to people?
Sure, that's a part of what we do also. And sometimes we can answer the questions or give them a referral. We have calls for referrals to all kinds of different things, legal services, people are looking for tax services, visitation. People are lonely. A lot of the seniors live alone. And we help with those kind of things and then give you a referral if we can't take care of it ourselves. We give you the names, the phone numbers, the people to talk to, and smooth the way for you if we need to do that too.
all right.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Does anybody else have any questions? Nothing else on Zoom?
Kathy.
Kathy? Hold on, we gotta get a microphone here.
Go.
Angela, don't forget to speak directly.
Okay.
I couldn't get it off.
She's faster.
At the center, can you hear me?
Yeah.
At the center, there's a table that Barb and I will donate all different things, and then the ladies put them up for sale.
Yeah.
So if anyone has something of, like clothes or, we give all kinds of things that the folks really seem to.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
We're sort of like a mini, and I mean mini, small thrift store.
Okay.
And some senior centers are big enough that they can afford their own thrift store and make extra money that way. But we just do it in-house there, and there are always some interesting items there to purchase, and the prices are, we just sold an exercycle that had been used once and cost $250 with all the electronics and stuff for $25. And most of the clothing items are $1 or $2, and but it really helps us out because it turns out to be a considerable amount over a year's period of time.
Great.
Yeah, as we can get them, Barbara, and we have all kinds of different food that has come in from the Redwood Empire Food Bank. We get the free stuff, and we give it away free.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we will move on to our next item, commercial cannabis report and cannabis ordinance update. And we're going to move quickly
Yeah.
because we're already over.
So at the last meeting, we reported that the 20-acre lemon grove project in Hidden Valley would not be recirculated for review. Despite the fact that there were a lot of changes to the project, we requested getting more information. CDD would not give it to us, but said that we could get it when it was scheduled for the PC. So we requested Public Records Act to see if we could find the most recent documents, which we just came in and we're going through. Then in terms of, we had, a while ago, we had given a list of all of the code enforcement violations for the permitted cannabis projects in this area. We have, Marcus, the code enforcement stated that he felt that the cannabis growers were getting too loose in following the rules, so code enforcement is now going to start following up on all of that. And he basically requested that we actually take these annual reports and start submitting code enforcement complaints on each of these things that are a problem, and he would go in and start following up on them. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Next is the does anybody have any comments on that portion?
Oh, we got somebody.
Tom Lasik, I do want to make a comment. I want to thank, first of all, the East Region Town Hall for putting in the PRA request several months ago on the large cannabis grows and the data that came out there. A few weeks ago in the Planning Commission hearing, they did their first attempt at an annual report. And one of the questions that came from Mr. Chavez, the chair of the Planning Commission, was water. Is water that they claim in their permits, how does that compare to what they're actually using? And the response from the Planning Commission was, well, we don't have that data, but I'm sure it's fine. However, if I understand correctly, from what you've been able to find, it was off the charts, different.
It depends, and actually that's one of the things that we spoke with Marcus about.
Right.
He asked us to submit property management plans showing what they said they were going to use versus what they're actually using, and they'll investigate it.
Yes, thank you for that. And I'm glad you're doing that because I do think that should be a responsibility of CDD as part of their remit to provide annual reports to the Planning Commission according to the ordinance. And so in addition to what you're doing, which I applaud, I would also encourage you to work with Supervisor Crandall. I keep wanting to call him Chair Crandall, but it's just heartbreaking that it's not Chair anymore. But to please, advocate for that because the right thing to do is to have those governance bodies scrutinize that. The question was asked by the Planning Commission. I don't think they got an answer that truly represented what's really going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to move on to the ongoing project updates.
EPA was going to be here tonight. They didn't have all of their public outreach stuff done, so they're going to be giving their update at the April meeting.
Okay, wonderful. And next is, you just going to do that one?
No, Steve, did you want to mention something on the hypolimnetic project?
Oh, hypolimnetic project. Steve, did you have any update
Did you want to do that, or did you want us to do?
We're planning to go to bid in April, and if you know any general contractors, please have them go to our plan room and sign up.
All right, and do we have that information up on our website yet?
I have it. We've not put it up. Basically, just to say the UC Davis has a project to install an oxygenation system in the Oaks Arm. They're going to be here next month to give a complete overview of the whole thing. Basically, they're putting in oxygen diffuser pipelines in the lake, so they're going to be going to bid looking for contractors. We are putting together a press release that we'll get out to the Chamber of Commerce, all the different newspapers, et cetera, so just so that we can try to get local people to get some business out of the whole thing. So thank you.
And I did put some flyers up on the table in the
Oh,
back.
okay, perfect.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, so next we have, well, no update for Klaus Park. There's cell phone tower projects. The cell phone tower project that, well, this one got approved. The second one, the Derna cell tower project, which is being appealed by AT&T, T-Mobile. The applicant's appealing that project. It hasn't been scheduled to go before the Board of Supervisors yet. We're waiting on that. And then Caltrans.
So the Lake Area Planning Council is updating their local road safety plans. And these surveys provide information for reducing fatal and serious injuries on the roads here. They want your insight because it's critical for securing grant funding. And so if you go online, and I think I left the flyers on each of the tables there, you can go in and take a survey and provide input. But one of the things that's really neat is they actually have an interactive map there, and you can go in. So for instance, I went in and I put down an issue being the road crossing at the school. It's just saying that we need more safety there. So if everybody could go in and find every hard spot, such as like on High Valley Road, and put in a little dot there saying what the issues are, that would be really great because it would put a lot of focus on safety here. And it's due 2/20. February 20th is the last day that you can take the survey and put on the locations. And we did not receive the monthly report from planning, so I have no info on if there's any new projects.
All right. Any questions from the public? Any comments? We'll move on. Spring Valley update. Sterling.
I don't really have much of an update because Robin Borey's been a little busy lately. So one thing I did get is that we're still pretty high on our water loss. I did get the information from her. I'm going to sit down and crunch the numbers to see how much us as a community is paying for our water and how much is being used to treat the lost water. So then we can turn around and try to show that, hey, maybe our system is failing. We only have 12.5 miles. If we can actually do that to where they can turn around and maybe apply for some grant funding to replace our whole entire 12.5 mile main. She did state that she was with the state. They have a program. She was going to file for it and see if she can get the 2,500 gallon water tanks for every parcel out in Spring Valley due to the excessive water boil services that we get from the constant breaks. So we'll see. That's, for me, is kind of concerning that maybe something might go kaboom and Spring Valley might be without water for a while. I mean, why else would we need 2,500 water gallon tanks on every single person's property in Spring Valley? So that's what I have for the update. I did call and talk to Public Works about a bridge going over Old Long Valley. I was basically told it's not going to happen. I asked if they can maintain the low water crossing. I was told that's not in their forte, that they are not responsible for it. I was also kind of trying to inform them that, we have the fire department that is totally for having a bridge over there for another entrance in and out. The sheriff's office is for it, so I guess I can ask you guys if maybe we can get, not Marcus, but support for Spring Valley, but also let's get the new director of Public Works here to where we can start asking questions.
Well,
and
now that
stuff
we
on
have the
public
road
record.
committee, this is something that you guys should look into.
We'll get in touch with Laura.
Yeah, so that's my Spring Valley update.
Okay, thank you. All right. And Supervisor Crandall.
Sorry, I snuck in the back. I was at the Registrar of Voters office, so
And why were you there?
I was counting signatures I got to get to run again. So all that other stuff you have to do while doing your job. But either or, you know what I wanted to say? I noticed the banner, but I wanted to say you guys set a really good standard because another town hall's getting a banner. They're starting to do the same types of things, you know what I mean? So I just want to say you guys are very efficient, appreciate the work you put in. and you guys have been coming to the board and just commenting. So you have a good group of people that are serving in a basically a volunteer status, and they're doing a lot of work to help for your voice. And it gives me a chance to advocate your voice whenever I have to vote on something or I have to consider something that comes to the board. So just wanted to throw that in there. Let's see. Well, did you guys get a chance to talk already? I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people are here about the whole geothermal thing or something.
No, Coda gave public comment.
Gave a public comment, but just a high level, just
right.
letting us know that they were going to come back with a presentation, but we'll leave it to you.
But there was no information on it.
One thing that I told them initially, and I'd seen them, I want to say back in November, and I told them, if you're going to do any project, any capacity, you need to come here. You need to go to your local, the water company. You need to go to the tribes, and you need to talk to them, because that's who I listen to. I've already went through some other projects that, if they would have went to the community, it might have been different, So I let them know that. One of the things too, yesterday, a lot of folks, and I understand, actually me and another colleague were thinking the same thing, was that the way it was presented looked like it was coming to the board and that it was happening, which, I would have thought the same thing had I not, been a part of these meetings and whatnot. They were asking for basically extra time, because right now, Special Districts is using more than 8 hours to do this, to meet with them and talk with them about it. So what they do is anytime the whole a project takes more than 8 hours, or a supervisor asks for staff for more than 8 hours, they have to get it through all the board. So I could only talk with a director for a specific amount of time before it's too much and they're spending too much time on me. That's how it works, so that way we don't necessarily have staff like other places. Like, so I would have like a chief of staff and a person that comes to these meetings or whatever. The county doesn't pay for that. We don't have the money for that. So, but these folks a lot of times get used or thought that we are using them like our staff. It's not necessarily. It's their jobs they're doing, and if we take away from that time, we have to get approval. And that's what yesterday was about. And we decided not to look into that, because we felt like it was the project applicant or developer who it should be on them to do what they need to, and just like anyone else, so that's where it went with there. But keep a good eye on it. If I hear any updates, definitely I'll reach out and I'll let you guys know as well. So that's where that is. Let's see. Oh, last month I told you all I was going down to I would be going down to Anaheim, and we did go down. I don't know if anyone had talked about that yet or anything.
No, we haven't. We're waiting for you.
We went down for the farm. It was a Farm Bureau meeting, and Secretary Rollins was there along with Mendocino County, Sonoma County representatives, and we went around the table and discussed the intricacies about Potter Valley Project, and everybody seemed to be either in the same page, or even other groups that came from like Central California had situations that related to ours. So it was a really good topic of discussion with all of us. We were heard very loudly, and we could tell too that it was genuine. They took the notes, they talked with us. It wasn't like a check of the box or anything like that. So as a matter of fact, like right after there was more. I think there was she came out against them or something like that, right?
Right, they came out with another article, and then right after the meeting, Secretary Rollins did do a little speech, press release, and some other people spoke.
Bruno was up on stage,
right
yeah. So, but it was good. He looked good. It went really well. So yeah, we went. It was the first time we ever flew down and came right back, and we both felt pretty guilty, because we're like, it's taxpayers' dollars, but we know how important the Potter Valley Project is. And this is one of those things where, they're like coming from DC, and they're like, well, we're going to be, in California, so you guys can just meet with us, not realizing that, But, we weighed the options, and they invited us, and so we had an invite already, but then they formally invited us. So it's one of those things where we feel like the county, most of the county would be okay with us going. So, so that was that. Let's see. So, what did I have on my list? I think that's all I have for right now. I have more, but rent stabilization, I know that there's supposed to be meetings. I know that Upper Lake is they've had their meetings already, so there's going to be some more discussion I need to have with the town hall, and then try to coordinate our other, the ad hoc group. And then I know that I need to talk to you folks to see what's been going on with Boa Vista and probably, go from there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, because we did send out an email at your request last month. We reached out to Gail to get someone to set up a meeting with you. I don't know if you ever heard back anything from that, but yeah, you can.
Yeah, if they haven't met, let's get that moving. They haven't met? Okay, well, let's set one up right away. And, because once that's finished, we'll just start moving forward with the ad hoc, and because we've got a lot more information from other areas. I've got some different articles and different, updates about other counties and other, cities going through the same thing and what they're doing. And what these companies are doing to threaten the cities and the counties by suit. And that's the other thing. But it's okay, who's going to take care of, the public, really? It's the main thing, so anyhow, we'll meet on that. Dan, I'm glad that you came. Dan, you used to work at CTTP, right? Yeah. I remember him from one of the previous jobs. So anyhow, I'm on the Area Agency on Aging, and I get to see Dan all the time, and we deal with the senior centers, Lucerne, Live Oak, and Clear Lake, Middletown, all of them. So that's one of the things we deal with. Last year we were having an issue with reauthorization when it came to the Older Americans Act. I think we got through that for now, but it's always a thing to really consider. So a lot of these towns, I'm sorry, not town halls, but a lot of these senior centers, they need all the help they can get. I know Lucerne is struggling as of right now as well. So anyhow, just glad you came. I know anything you need, support, I'm there at those meetings. I know we have one tomorrow. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll stay around for questions and whatnot, unless you have any for me.
Okay. The one last thing was the low value ordinance that was before you guys yesterday got withdrawn.
Yes, thank you. I totally didn't think about that. The low value ordinance is one of those ordinances that would help with the, tax defaulted properties that are, like.
Mountain View.
Yeah, there you go, yeah, subdivision.
Mountain
paper
View and
subdivision.
Lucerne paper subs, yeah.
Yeah, all of those, so, yeah.
So the thing that was important about this is that basically they were going to stop taxing anything that was worth less than $5,000, any property, which then would have put a possible burden on the county ever acquiring or amassing any of these parcels, which we have a paper sub management plan, and one of the thoughts was to create trails in some of these things to promote economic development. So now there's a couple-year reprieve if we can have a paper sub management plan meeting.
Yeah, we need it,
Yeah.
Brad and I are on that. We should set that as well, like as soon as possible. Because that document is still relevant. Like you guys put that together and it's still, he could just probably put it together and stamp the date. It's already still good.
Well, I volunteer to do anything that has to do with it because, put a lot of work into it.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll get that meeting scheduled so we can get further on that. I wanted to say, you brought up the bridge and the Public Works Director. Who did you talk to? The director, or did you talk to?
The director. I asked for him, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get him to come. I'll talk with him. I know that the last director said it was going to be on the capital improvement plan, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Lars about it.
The reason why they're saying they can't do it is because there's proof that there was never a bridge there, but there used to be some kind of low water crossing bridge there. The concrete is still in the creek where it used to be. And then,
well, I seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then my concern is even with low water crossing, if you guys haven't been out there to see that low water crossing, the gentleman that owns that property dug a trench straight through the middle of that creek so people can't go up and through there anymore. So if they were to use it and say it is low during the summertime, people couldn't get through there with their cars. You have to have four-wheel drive.
Sterling, isn't that a fish and wildlife violation and water resources? You can't do that.
So the gentleman already got fined. Well, PG&E got fined twice last year because he was taking the dirt that they were putting. They said he could have it. He was actually shoving it and making his property bigger into that creek. So PG&E
Really?
ended up having to pay those fines. Yeah, to California.
Wow.
Yeah.
PG&E paid a fine?
PG&E paid both those fines. because they're the ones that gave him the soil, so they're the ones that were in charge of the soil. Nothing. He got paid quite a bit of money to be using, they paid him a lot of money to use that property. So I think it was just to get it done and over with and pay the fines and just get out of there because they're done out in Spring Valley now with PG&E.
That's what we've been, the Bailey Bridge or something like that.
Bailey
That's what we've
something,
been,
yeah. Or even one of the older bridges that they're taking out because they're replacing all the bridges in Spring Valley. So, I mean, they just did the one to Chalk Mountain, cost around $8 million, and it goes to 4 houses.
So one other thing that we spoke about before you got here was some fire mitigation. And I think we spoke about this at risk reduction, about getting some discussion going about a fire break between BLM, your North Shore here. And then items that you hear about in RRA, like the mobile cash tool program. Donna's going to provide us with the RCD program that has tools and chippers, and the NCO home hardening program, if we can get some more information on that, and the grants best fit. Because that's information that we'd love to put on our website, because I think you guys said the MCO home hardening program had 150 spots available, and there was only 50 people that had signed up. That's what I heard in the risk reduction. So that was just something we spoke about before you got here, and I just wanted to give you that information.
Grants best fit, and then what else was it? Fire
I can send it to you after. Grants best fit, NCO home hardening.
Yeah, that was the one.
The mobile cash tool program.
Okay.
And then a fire break between BLM and North Shore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, I think that's it.
All right, I'll be around.
All right. Coda, did you have a question for Supervisor Crandall? I have a question. Can you go up to the mic, please?
So I just wanted to pose the question as we prepare for an upcoming agenda item, that if a board member or anyone had any specific questions or concerns they wanted to put on the record, so we can refer back to that and the team can take that input into consideration when we're preparing our materials.
Yes, what we'll ask is members of the public to submit them to us online through our website, and then we'll put something together, because this is really quick, it came together real quick.
Yeah.
So give us a few days and we'll put something together. If anybody from the public wants to provide us with input or comments or questions, email it to us. We'll get it incorporated and send it out to you.
I think one of the issues is nobody really knows anything about it. Is it possible for us to post the Plough 3-inch geothermal project land and water assessment online for people to see?
Yeah, is there somewhere where you can put this documentation up?
Well, we want to prepare that was a preliminary document that was prepared before I was involved with the team. So a lot has changed since then, and I'm new to just spearheading the engagement and making sure that everyone's input is considered. So part of what our first next step would be is to prepare that comprehensive presentation that covers the project in more detail. We can bring a small team up to present that to everybody. So my only question was just if there was any, again, I know it's a big concept and there's no details, and so there's nothing to speak directly to, but if anyone had any specific current concerns up front, I just could make sure to incorporate that as we prepare the materials.
Yeah, that's the hard thing, because since nobody knows what the project is, it's like, you know, what we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. Well, maybe that's the next step then after the agenda item, and we can incorporate that and follow up with everything as more information is presented directly to everybody.
Okay.
I do have one thing. When you do come back, for me, what I would like to know is, you guys are going to be putting billions of dollars into this. I would like to know what our community is going to benefit on top of what you're benefiting, because if you're putting billions of dollars into it, you're going to be receiving back billions of dollars. So I want to know what we can do for our community and benefit our community. Like I said, we're the second poorest county in California, and if we're going to be putting a 100 milliwatt to a 50 milliwatt, which is going to be bigger than what they have at the geysers, you guys are going to be producing quite a bit of power and making quite a bit of money. And if we're taking on all the risk, I want to make sure that when you guys come back, you can inform us what, you know, we're taking the risk, but what else are we going to gain from it for our community?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And we don't want to prepare this project in a vacuum and want to be able to take all that input into account, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, and with that, we are going to go ahead and, oh no, we're still, new business. Any new business? I'm ahead of myself. Announcements? Anybody have any announcements? Tom?
Tom Lasik, real quick, I would, maybe this goes to your road safety subcommittee, or your road, I'm not sure what you entitled it, but I would respectfully just concerning putting on the agenda for that, something called ag roads. It was something that was brought up in the Ag Advisory Council, I think that's what it's called. Ag Advisory Committee. There's been an effort by CDD to create a new road category called ag roads, which would allow roads to be less than 4290 compliant, and which I think in theory has some issues. So I think that would be worthy of maybe that committee taking a look at. And I think the conversation about the public comment in the beginning being limited only to what's in the Earth jurisdiction needs to be revisited, because as soon as you guys or anybody else starts talking about stuff that's outside your jurisdiction, the public does have the right to also talk about those things as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other new business? See none. Announcements? No announcements? All right, so we will go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Our next Earth meeting will be Wednesday, March 4th, right here at the Moose Lodge from 4 to 5:30. Thank you, everyone, for attending.